Hey guys, Maha back there with another video. Today we're going to be going over a TownHall 14 attack strategy, and this one is really strong. And as you see, I'm a new TownHall 14, so I don't even have any pets or anything unlocked for my heroes. So the most important thing about this attack is in the CC right here. So as you see, I only have 36 out of 45 space, but that's intentional. You want only the yetis because you don't want anything in your blimp to clone other than the yetis, so that's why you're not filling your clan castle all the way. I have got a couple questions about that, so I figured I'd explain that. It's pretty simple. So say you put a wizard, like wizards or something, just some random troop, for example, in there. When you drop your clones, it's going to clone the wizards and not get as much value because you won't be cloning the yetis. So that's the reason we're doing that. So we're using the Rage Vial Giant Gauntlet on the king. We're using the Healer Puppet and Giant Arrow on the queen. The default equipment on the Minion Prince, and I'm using the Eternal Tome and Rage Gem on the Warden. You could use the Royal Champion too, and I'd just use it in place of the King, but mine's upgrading right now. So that's the reason I'm using the King. If you have the Royal Champion, honestly, it's even stronger because you can use the Rocket Spear and snipe out more air defenses. But we're going to go hop into an attack, and I'll explain how to use this. Alright, so we found an attack. So what you're going to want to do first is look for the air sweepers, and you're going to want to use your Queen's Giant Arrow to hit the sweeper pointing in your direction. These ones are really nice because if you look, they're both in a line perfectly with this corner building. So you're going to shoot your Queen's Giant Arrow from the corner of this building, and it will take out the air sweeper. We're going to pick up the Kane from this army camp, and I'm just going to kind of see which way they go. Actually, I'm definitely going to pick up this Giant over here. So you're using your Queen to funnel one side. I'm going to use a couple dragons to help her with that disarmer just because it's so strong. I like to use the King ability early as well just because it sets that funnel really fast, and you're going to drop some balloons to tank for seeking air mines for your dragons. Get everything else in, then you'll get the rest of the balloons in, get the blimp in, and then you just kind of want to watch this because as soon as your blimp gets right to the edge of your Warden ability, that's when you want to hit the Warden ability. And then you're going to zoom in here and watch your blimp. You're going to drop your clones, and you're going to just overlap them around the base. As you see, we got them into the other compartments up there in between both of those air defenses, which is perfect because the Yeti Mites will be able to jump the wall, take out all the air defenses. Unfortunately, we didn't get that one over there for some reason, but we did get the Eagle. And now the Yeti Mites are going to go take out that air defense. And where is my Minion Prince? Okay, we'll just use the Minion Prince ability now. Because that got, what, the Royal Champion and that single Inferno. Slowing down that single Inferno is really nice. As you see, this base stands absolutely no chance. Your Yetis take out everything in the core with all those clones. And if you overlap your clones and get them over walls into different compartments, it just absolutely shreds the base. Look at this. It took like a minute and 20 seconds, and we just completely steamrolled this base. Absolutely no problem. So I got a bunch of replays on some good bases that I have with actual good clan castle troops, so I'll catch you guys there. Alright, we're going to show war bases first because they don't have the army camps where you can pick up the Kane and the Giant. So you see it was another one of those with the air sweepers in line, so we shot it just from the bottom corner there. Took out the air sweeper. Then we use our King's ability to quickly set the funnel on the other side. You don't have to pop it right away if you don't want to, because these dragons do move really fast. It's just nice getting as many buildings trimmed on the outside as you can so you don't have dragons wandering off. You want them in the core. So you see we're dropping the blimp now. We will hit our Warden ability to protect everything through, and we have a Super Dragon in the enemy CC, which is pretty much meta right now. That's what I see a lot in our clan wars, and that's what I use actually in Legend League, and I've been getting a lot of defenses. So you see our Yetis don't quite make it to the TownHall compartment, but that's perfectly fine. We'll just drop the first clone, and then we'll overlap our second clone into that TownHall compartment. And now the Yetis will easily take out the TownHall. They should get that multi-inferno. Now we have tons of Yetis in here just slowly trimming defenses, and they're also tanking defenses. And yeah, this is going to be absolutely crushed as well. So we're just going to 2 times through this. At this point, there's nothing else to do except for just wait for your dragons to clean up the rest of the base. Look at this. We have so many dragons still alive. This base was absolutely decimated. So I got a couple more war bases, and then I'll show you some with the army camps as well. Alright, on to another base here, and I think this is one where I actually make a mistake. Yeah, see, I shoot the Giant Arrow, and I hit the wrong sweeper. I meant to hit the sweeper pointed this direction, but I accidentally hit the one behind it. So we're actually going to have to fight this sweeper now, which is a problem. But I'll show you, even if you do make a slight mistake, this can still work, even though that is one of the more important parts of the attack is hitting that air sweeper. Our King actually takes out an air defense that's up there on the outside of the base. Drop everything in here. We want to pass through all these Inferno Towers and the scatter shots. This is just where all the damage is on the base right now. As you see, I delayed my blimp a tiny bit, which actually helped it avoid that first shot from the sweeper. We're delaying the Warden ability now because I knew the sweeper was going to push my blimp back into the Warden's Eternal Tome. So we catch it. Unfortunately, the Super Dragon's going to target our Yetis here, and we catch the Tornado Trap. So I drop all my clones. I want to take out that air defense over on the left side. And then my queen should be able to get the one down on the right. That's why I cloned him in that direction. We hit our minion prince's ability to frost over the back of the base. And again, this is going to be absolutely crushed. So we'll just 2 times through this again. Because again, it's just cleanup at this point. This air defense is going to go down to the queen. The enemy royal champion's still standing, but look how many dragons we still have alive. And they're raged from our rage vial. Queen still stays alive with all our healers. Again, this base absolutely crushed. So I got one more war base attack that I'm going to show you, and then I'll hop into some that have the army camps with the giant, the kane, the enemy disarmer, stuff like that, just to show you some variety. So I'll catch you guys in another attack. Alright, on to the final war base. As you see, they're in line from one of the side corners again, but I decided to shoot from down here just because it's easier to set my funnel that way, and I want to get both of these single target infernos out of the way as soon as possible. So we do that. We got the sweeper we were after. As you see, this one's pointed up, so we don't have to worry about that. That's why we aimed for the one on the left, because it was pointed in our direction. Our queen should be able to reach over the wall, hopefully, and get that air defense, but she actually walks around the left side of the wall instead of the right, which was kind of dumb, but oh well. We've got all of our balloons up there, tanking for seeking air mines, and sometimes they can tank for early single infernos and stuff like that, just to help take damage off of your troops. So we're going to drop all our clones here. We should be able to get both of the scatter shots. We hit our minion prince ability there, frost over that air defense on the back side. You can use that minion prince ability earlier if you want as well. It's just kind of hard to keep track of all that stuff at one time. So we're going to 2 times through this as well, because again, we have nothing left to use at this point. We just have to wait to see if our dragons can get through the rest of the base, which as you see is going to be no problem. Unfortunately, that air defense at the top stayed standing, and our king's about to go down. And we also skipped. The air defense is the only building left down here. I don't know how that happens, but I guess it is what it is. So this one's actually going to be close because of it. I don't know how that air defense got skipped, but it's actually not going to be that close because I don't know what I'm saying. We have our queen with healers on her, full health. So yeah, it wasn't going to be a problem. We just lost most of our dragons. But again, another pretty easy 3-star. So now we're going to hop into some bases that you would see in normal attacks that are going to have the army camps. Alright, so as you see here, the cane's at the bottom. The giant's at the top. We shoot our arrow from over here and we hit the air sweeper, which was right here next to that inferno. And that one was pointed in our direction, so that's why we aimed at that one. So on this, if you're going to be fighting the disarmer with your heroes at the beginning, I like to drop a couple dragons to help support. Because in the nerf, now the disarmers don't actually hit air troops, so your dragons will easily help with that disarmer there. And then you won't have to worry about them messing up your attack. Our kane's going to go beat through the wall here, and it's going to end up going down. But we hit the warden ability. We're going to pick up that eagle artillery, and we're going to drop our clones, which unfortunately we hit the tornado trap right as I dropped it. But as you see, we cloned a bunch of yetis. Our kane and our queen are making quick work of that enemy CC, which is the super dragon. We frost over this single inferno on the backside. A bunch of our yetis that are cloned are still alive, and at this point, we've dropped everything again, so we're just going to 2x through this. Watch as we clean up. Fortunately, our queen did lose her healers. They transferred up to the yetis for some reason, but I guess it doesn't matter that much. This base is absolutely crushed. We just now pick up the giant from the other camp. Our queen picks off the air defense, picks off the enemy grand warden, and we still have tons of balloons alive. Or not balloons, dragons. We actually do still have some balloons alive, surprisingly, even though they were just dropped initially to tank. But again, another crushing 3-star, so I got 2 more replays. Alright, so this base, we're going to shoot the giant arrow from over here on the left side, and we did hit the sweeper, which was right here next to the clan castle. I was looking somewhere else, trying to determine where I wanted to go in from. I didn't realize how much damage this yeeter was doing to my queen. I should have dropped a couple dragons, but I do now, and I will be able to save her. She does stay alive, but I should have dropped him earlier, obviously. Pick up the giant with my king up here, and it's going to go in and do a bunch of damage in here and help set this funnel even deeper, which is really nice. Get our balloons and our dragons in. And I meant to drop the blimp here, and I thought I did, and I didn't realize until later that the blimp didn't drop. But I'll drop it in now delayed, and with all these balloons out in front, it shouldn't hit a seeking air mine, so it should be fine to make it to the town hall. Our minion prince ability frosts over 2 inferno towers, which is really nice. And like I said, since you have 4 clones, even if you don't get all the way to the town hall, you can just overlap your clones to get closer to the town hall. And unfortunately, my yetis are caught in a tornado trap, but it's probably better that way than having my dragons caught in it. As you see, this base is going to be absolutely smashed. Even though it wasn't that well executed, just completely levels the base. This is a really easy attack to use. It's really fun. I believe I have one more replay after this one that we'll get into, so I'll catch you guys there. Right into the final replay here. We shoot our Queen's Giant Arrow from the top. And where was the air sweeper? Yeah, it was right here. We got the sweeper, so we don't have to worry about it. The other one was down here pointed down, so we don't have to worry about that one. We do actually drop a couple dragons this time with the king because we're fighting the enemy disarmer, like I mentioned in the previous attacks. It is good to drop some dragon support. We did wait a little bit longer. We actually hit our king ability now when the disarmer came back for the second time. And our dragons actually do path back to help him fight her off again. So we're sending our blimp across the base. It's got to travel a long ways here. And unfortunately, it's going to pull that super dragon out of the CC, which is going to target our blimp, so it doesn't quite make it. But again, you can just overlap your clones, get it into the town hall compartment there. And I did actually rage off to the left a little bit here, so our Yeti Mites could jump over and get that single Inferno Tower as well. We're just going to 2 times through this again because we've already deployed everything. Our Queen's going to take out the enemy Super Dragon, no problem. And we actually didn't even use the army camps this time. As you see, the Canes in this corner and the Giants in this corner. So we didn't even use them. And this attack still just levels the base. It is really strong. By far my favorite attack at TownHall 14. Personally. There is other things you guys can use. So if you guys want to see more TownHall 14 videos or whatever TownHall you guys are, just let me know in the comments and what kind of attack strategies you want to see. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys next time.